Y'all excited? I'm excited. Gonna play some Space Engineers. I'm Kay. As you can see, Nemesis has put on a projection. The projection is the ship that we started working on the last server. And, well, we're gonna go ahead and start building it up. We're really only gonna concentrate on the conveyor system because he did program all the sorters and everything, and that'd just be a pain. The exterior of the ship going to be a lot different than the way we were originally going to go. So there is tons, and I mean tons, of resources queued up and still needs to be refined. Let alone we've been queuing up and running lots and lots of components to start building all this. We're gonna go ahead and just start working on this. It should actually be fairly easy just to go ahead and just start welding everything up, especially since we have the Arctic Fox here. So that should make everything a little bit easier. And then stuff I can't do, stuff we can't weld with this, the more fine-tuning stuff we can use with the little gnat over there. That thing is great when it comes to getting into corners and stuff. All right. Well, I want to go ahead and join Nemesis and start building all this, and be back in a little bit to show progress. So, as you can see, we are welding. This ship is working out great. There's a lot of spots I can't get into, but being able to carry this much resources and be able to move on a dime, wonderful. The only thing we're waiting for is just parts to be built. A large steel crush, a couple. All that it seems I'm missing now. Everything's missing, large steel tubes and construction components, that's it. No big deal. All right, let's start hand welding. All right, so we've welded everything up, and now I'm draining my ship of resources and putting it into the manufacturing platform.
I'm quite happy with the way this conveyor system turned out.
Yeah, it's quite impressive. Very, very, very complicated, but it's very impressive. I mean, you have everything feeds exactly where it needs to go. There's no loops.
Well, it's complicated, but it's not. Like because there's no loops, it's Instead of one big conveyor system, I look at it as loads of little bits. Oops.
Why is it not locking? There it goes. Doesn't look like any of the groups have been set on the refineries. Everything's pulling into all of them.
No, that was one thing we didn't do. It doesn't really matter too much for the moment. We just need everything done.
I gave you what was left of the uranium to refine too.
Yeah, I'll probably have a look through the ores and set groups tomorrow based on like refined speeds and stuff.
Probably about another 3 more trips, and that will be all the ore.
I'm surprised you just didn't move the big ship.
I didn't even think about that.
Although with the weight that was in it, that might not have been a great idea. Because yeah, after you commented on the weight yesterday, I mined like 3 million kilos of iron ore, and dropped off 1 million at Tinian's base, and the other 2 in yours.
I'm just gonna give you all the ingots. I mean, I'll take out what I need in order for the rest of those components to be built. Unless you want me to just start canceling these.
Well, it's up to you. Well, we can use this as the main production base now, and like just keep a small supply in yours, like pretty much enough to build a planet base or moon base, whichever you're going to first.
Gotta get discovered. Alright, what was I doing? Oh. Alright, so
I
we
think we
can.
do want a hanger on this though, at least for your welder grinder and mine. I don't see them going down to the planet.
I mean, theoretically, mine could be modified easily if I just. If I replace the downward thrust with large thrusters. In order to do that, I'll have to get rid of one of the large cargo containers, which. I mean, I could do. That's not that big of a deal. I will need a welder grinder there.
I've never really been able to come up with a welder grinder for atmosphere that I like.
Sparky worked really well. And Sparky was always I was always able to modify it for either just space or moon or planet gravity. But the problem is Sparky always got destroyed. I mean, on the last season, I know for a fact at least I destroyed Sparky at least a good 3 times, possibly more. And each time I'd lose all those components. It's like 100K of ice. Odd.
What was that?
I'm missing like 100K of ice. A little less. So I'm trying to figure out where obviously it had to get used because nobody's going to take ice like that. Then why not take all of it though? It is done. Well, at least all the conveyors and everything.
I would throw a couple more refineries, but I really like how it lines up with the cargo container and the hydrogen tank at the back.
That it does.
I could try and throw in some arc furnaces and just run iron through them.
It would actually probably be quite easy, especially since you have this center area right here.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you just need sorter blocks going out.
I don't think I'll be able to work them into the design properly like we've done the rest of the stuff, but I'll be able to put them up here.
I don't. I mean, if you put a sorter block going down,
Oh, you mean like have them upside down here?
uh, maybe. I mean, I know that they have 4 connections on them, don't they?
No, just two, one at the front, one at the back.
I thought there was one at the top too. Oh well. It's yeah. I mean, if you put, I don't have any steel plates, but if you put a sorter block like underneath here, you can string them. Like you'd only need one sorter block here, string them all together, and then a sorter block going back into the drain all system down this way. Because if they're only pulling iron, then you can probably put like 5 or 6 in there, have them all connect to each other. But your call. I mean, at the same time is I gave you all the ore, and I mean, you are chewing through it.
Yeah, I was looking at the ingot drain before, and there's like 90 kilos of silicon coming through it every second. I threw some onto cobalt as well, so there's like almost 5 kilos of cobalt, 3 kilos of nickel, 36 kilos of silicon, and zero point 0.3 of uranium, and that's every second.
Well, I grabbed some uranium. My chip was getting low. Via welder.
I've got quite a bit in my I need to know.
I don't even see your iron eater. It's invisible for me. See you flying around.
I'm just sat next to it sorting out the uranium at the moment.
Yeah, I'm bumping into.
I left it with just 10 in each, so I managed to pull 500 back. Oh, did you take out all the components?
No, they're all in there. Oh, yeah. They're all in the ship. I've docked it to your station. So all the thrusters and everything are turned off. It's number 9 on the number 9 on the toolbar. If you needed to move it.
Well, I don't know if it'll stay attached with me setting the station to no share, though.
Okay.
Possibly just... Can you see the asteroid?
Yes.
Like, park it next to the net or something?
Now, this has all the components. If you need anything, it's going to be in this. We need to figure out what's going on with your assemblers, though.
Oh, you mean how they're working in co-op?
Yeah, but they're not in co-op with the ones that you want them in co-op with.
Yeah. I'll probably test that tomorrow or something.
So we're building up the catwalk system now. So many catwalks. But when it's all said and done, it really does give it a nice little industrial feeling to it. I'm just running around all the steel plate, or all the interior plates. So I'm going to continue building this up. And I think this is it for today. Until next time, have fun.